Tia is sitting on the red couch and a chat about all things financial right now, I think, Tia.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Time for Smart Money. Let's check in with financial analyst Keith Springer. Good morning to you, Keith.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you as well. You know, it's big news, so we must talk about it. We know that Hostess is selling off the company. The International Union has not notified employees yet. What does this mean for the economy?
Well, for the economy in general, it's very small. It's a small company, but it could be a signal. It could be a signal that labor unions and employees and workers have to give in to demands of companies. So it could be very significant down the road, because what it says is, hey, a company's not going to roll over if we just simply can't get people back to work. We're just going to shut the doors, which is going to put people out of work. So it's more of a symbol. It's not so much how big Hostess is today. It could be just a symbol of businesses and corporations having a little bit more power, and maybe labor unions losing a little bit of power down the road.
Very interesting take on that. Now, BP has agreed to record criminal penalties. Is this something that we could see actually when we go fill up at the pump?
No, these are criminal fines. This is $3 to $5 billion in criminal fines. They can still be found liable for civil fines, but this isn't anything. This is really just a slap on the wrist saying you guys were bad boys and don't do it again. Although it's significant money, it was expected around this amount anyway. So it's going to hurt the company a little bit, but it's not going to help us much directly, at least.
Since we're talking about oil, we know that oil is headed for the fourth weekly decline. What does this mean for our economy?
This is good stuff. This is exactly what we're looking for, because we've had food and energy inflation. Every time the Fed does a quantitative easing, they increase food and energy inflation. We've had deflation in a lot of other goods. But if oil declines, that is directly going to affect people's bottom line, because if it costs less to fill up your car, you'll have more money to go out and buy more things, and it couldn't come at a better time with the Christmas season here, Black Friday coming up this week or next week. So hopefully the more money in people's pockets, because they're spending less on gas and oil and hopefully food down the road, will give them more money to spend in the economy and push the economy higher, and therefore lead to more jobs down the road as well.
All right, good point there as well, Keith Springer. Now, what about the emerging market stocks and them actually sliding downward?
You know, this is interesting, because a lot of people feel like our markets go down, they go to other markets, but this shows you how tightly knit they are together. Emerging markets, although their economies are growing faster, they have a better demographic, they have more young people. They have more young people in the borrowing sector, because people spend in their 30s and 40s, whereas the developed world, U.S. and Europe, is in their 50s and 60s right now, spending less. Their demographics are better, but it shows how interwoven the world is, and the emerging market stocks are actually going down more than ours from the uncertainty. So it shows that the world markets are actually pretty closely intertwined, and investors have to be careful and just can't go to other markets simply because it looks better on paper. Everything's sort of tied together, so investors definitely need to be careful in this market right here.
All right, Keith Springer, we thank you so much for joining us this morning. If you have a question for Keith Springer, you can send it to money@fox40.com. You can also give him a call. His number is 916-925-8900. We're going to go to Sheldon in the Atlantis Reno Traffic Center, checking all things traffic.